everybody, this is Cathy from Cathy Cuts Paper. I'm an independent Fun Stampers Journey coach. Fun Stampers Journey in May and June of 2016 is retiring some of their items. They're 40% off of their normal price. They're retiring them so that they have room in their catalog for all kinds of new things. So I thought what I would do is a series of videos so you can see not only some of the things that are retiring, but also what you can do with them. So we're going to get started with that. All right, the next in our series on the retiring sets from Fun Stampers Journey for 2016 is this card. We're going to be using a die, tagged pocket die, which is so cute. We're also going to be using the cards, or the stamp set Retro Chic. These are the main things we're going to be using. We will also be using this card. It comes in a printed card pack called Spring Parade. This is also one of the paper packs that's retiring. All right, the first thing we're going to do is cut out our main pocket. And I have this scrap. This is Cool Pool. Isn't that a beautiful color? And we're going to be using the die. And we're putting this through the Journey Grand. So we start with the cardstock. The die you put with the ridge down. Then we put the base plate. A lot of people do it from the base plate up. I happen to do it upside down. Now we're going to run it through the Journey Grand. The cracking is normal. It's because the rollers, when they hit a straight edge, it just makes that popping noise. Doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong. And that kind of falls out there real easily, doesn't it? Okay, when you see these, when you cut out your dies for pockets and things, it not only cuts the edges, but it also does the score lines. So if you fold on the score line, fold it both ways, this seems to help with it the paper not cracking. And then I have my tabs. So I'll fold one tab, two tab, and then I'll go back the other way. Okay, now we're going to be stamping on here. We're going to be stamping the sunglasses and for it to say time to shop. I'm going to stamp this in black licorice. As you can see, I have put both stamps on the same block. This is so I can get my spacing just how I want it. It's going to be upside down, so you have to stamp it the way it's going to orientate when it's done. There we go. Time to shop. And that's going to go up and fold that way so you can see how the orientation is right. We're going to let that sit for a minute. And you can see on the sample that I got this printed paper here. It's the same as this one. What you do is you cut out another pocket. Because you only need it to come down to here, let's put it like it would be. You don't need it to go all the way down there and then all the way up again, just down to there. So when I put it in here, I'll put my paper on here. I'll put the die on, but I'm only going to put the die down to here. I want my cutting plate under there. See, so you've got your paper, you've got your die, but we're not going to be cutting anything out of this piece here. Put on the base plate, and I'm going to cut again. And there's that popping again. Let you know it's working. So here we have this little section that's going to fit down like that. Now you can see that we want the edge to show of the cool pool all the way around. And with this part down here, it's easy just to cut a piece off. If you cut off a little more than 1 inch, you're fine. You can use that for something else. On the sides, we want to cut off a fairly consistent anywhere from 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch, but you want it about the same on each side. After you cut it, you can put it in, see how it looks. You can decide if you want to cut off more or not. I want to cut off a little more on this side. You can use your paper trimmer. I just didn't have room on my table for mine at this point. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to put it so it's not quite at the top. You see how that moves? And you can figure out the spacing that you want on it. Then we're going to use the tape runner. See? So you've got your edges there that's showing the cool pool. Now what we're going to do is fold our tabs in. For that we're going to use the white liner tape, and you're going to put it on the right side of your tabs. I want to show you one little thing that's always nice to know. Here, can you see how I went over the edge? Now you don't want sticky just going everywhere. So when you take this off, that little extra bit of adhesive, just fold it back on itself. That's all you have to do. It's just tape to tape. It's going to stick. So you fold those in. And there you go. You've got your pocket. Isn't that cute? They're really, really good for gift cards. And what you can do is when you put your gift card in, it's going to be on the card. You're going to have it in an envelope, but so it doesn't go sailing when someone pulls the card out, you put a little tiny bit of a glue dot, just, you know, a little glue adhesive dot, and you rub it between your fingers like this, and the oil from your hands will take off some of the sticky, so it will stick to this. You put your card in and press it on it. It won't go anywhere, but they'll be able to get it off without tearing the whole card apart. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bow. For that, I'm going to use this bow punch. Something I've had forever. It just cuts 2 slots. You don't need to do that. You can just tie your bow and adhere it on. That would be fine too. And this is just some ribbon that I've had for a long time. So I'm putting it up through my holes here, just tying a left over right. Then I'm doing right over left. That's a square knot. It just keeps everything really secure. Then I will do my bow. And it's just a regular tying your shoelaces bow. Then you can just pull these down till it's the size you want the actual bunny ears of your bow to be. Make sure it's tight. There we go. Now we've got our card base, which is whipped cream, and I took an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet, cut it across, so now we have 5.5 by 8.5. Score it at 4 1/4, and there you have your card base. Use my bone folder, so give it a sharp crease. Then we're going to take a piece of watermelon fusion. I love this color. It's cut 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Use the tape runner. Okay, there's that. Now the trick is to remember it when you put this on, to put it so it opens the right way, because if you do it this way, you get to cut the whole card front off. Okay, so we know that it's going to go this way. Now for strength, I am going to use the white liner tape. And again, this stuff is great because you can tear it, you don't have to cut it. Because this is an odd shape up here, I use little pieces. And I'll put a little tiny piece up at the top here. Okay, then just take off the liner. And set it at an angle. Just give it a good press. And you see how that looks? Now, we have one more thing that makes this really, really special. We're going to put a glaze, journey glaze, on the lenses of the sunglasses. Make them shine. Can you see that? So we're going to do that. The Journey glaze, it's a cross between a real glaze and a real resin. So it works beautifully. You can use this as a surface, to make things shiny. You can use it as an adhesive. You can use it and put it on things and then put glitter or anything like that on it, and it will stick. It's very, very strong. Now with this, you want to make sure you have piece of scratch paper underneath. And you want to get it started so you aren't going to have, big blobbies coming out. All right, when I went to put it out, because I've had it sitting for a while, I didn't have a lot, it wasn't doing a lot. Take a straight pin, put it in the hole, and wiggle it around. Okay? I usually only use my pins once because once they've got the sticky on it, I don't use them again. See? And then it starts coming out fine. When you do this, don't squeeze really hard. Start in the center, and it's going to come out slightly cloudy. That's fine. That's the way it is. As it dries, it will clear. It has a tendency, unless you push on it, the surface tension is going to make it stay where it's not going to, be running all over the place. So wherever you've touched the tip is where it's going to stop. After you've put it on, don't tip it upside down, don't let it dry at an angle because it will run. But you can look and see if you've missed a spot, and that actually looks pretty good. It looks like I've covered it all. Okay, so you can see the difference between these two. At the moment, the only difference is this one is very slightly cloudy, but like I said, it will dry clear. This one is perfectly clear. I let mine dry overnight. It dries to the touch in about 30 minutes, but I let it dry overnight because I have a thick layer on there and I don't want fingernail or fingerprints in it. So that's this project. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. So I hope you enjoyed this project. Remember, these items are 40% off during May and June of 2016 or until supplies are gone. So if you want them, you can go ahead and get them from me at funstampersjourney.com/CathyCutsPaper. In the upper right-hand corner, it says Shop. Click on Shop, and it will give you a box to put in the item number. And if you have any questions, you can always contact me at Cathy@CathyCutsPaper.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.